Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the camera comparison between the Asus M1 and the Redmi Note 5 Pro. By the way, this video is being recorded on the Asus M1. Now let's look at the camera specifications of both the phones. On the rear, Asus M1 sports a dual camera setup with a 13 megapixel primary camera and a 5 megapixel secondary camera and a single LED flash. On the front, it sports an 8 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture. On the rear, the Redmi Note 5 Pro sports a dual camera setup with a 12 megapixel primary camera with Sony IMX486 sensor and a 5 megapixel secondary camera from Samsung. On the front, it is a 20 megapixel camera with Sony IMX376 sensor and f2.2 aperture. Now these are some sample pictures taken in daylight and well-lit conditions. Both phones lack auto HDR, so all these pictures are taken with HDR on both phones. Images from Asus look overexposed, they lack sharpness, colors look faded and warm. Images just look artificial. Images from Redmi look a bit dull, but have good exposure control and good color reproduction. In HDR mode, capturing speeds on Asus were pretty slow, it takes like a second or two, while on Redmi, it's comparatively faster. Now these are some more pictures taken in auto mode. Capturing speeds in this mode is good on both phones. Images are much cleaner on Asus with saturated colors. They're not accurate, but they look more pleasing. You get a slightly faded effect on Redmi with colors to the warmer side. In daylight, there isn't a huge difference between both phones. It's more about your preference. If you want a much natural look, Redmi is better. If you like saturated colors, Asus is better. On the whole, I'll pick Redmi as the winner as it does a much better job in HDR mode. Using the dual camera setup, both phones offer portrait mode for the rear camera, and these are the sample shots. Portrait shots on both phones have their own pros and cons. Sometimes Redmi looks better and sometimes Asus looks better. But edge detection is definitely better on Redmi. So for better portrait shots, Redmi is the winner. Now these are some shots taken in low light conditions. Images from both phones are soft, but comparatively, Redmi maintains better sharpness with better exposure control. On Asus, images look a bit dark and colors look faded, while images from Redmi look a lot better. Now coming to selfies, here are some sample pictures. For selfies, Redmi offers auto HDR, but the results aren't that great. So all these pictures were taken without HDR on both phones. To keep it simple, selfies from Redmi look way better than Asus. They are much cleaner with good color reproduction, good exposure control and good skin tones. Now both phones once again offer portrait mode and the same thing applies once again. Portrait selfies look much better on Redmi. Now coming to low light performance, selfies from Redmi have much better exposure control, better color reproduction and better sharpness. Selfies from Asus are overexposed, too soft and simply look very bad when compared to Redmi. Now coming to video recording, here's the sample footage. So guys, this is the sample footage recorded using the Asus M1 and the Redmi Note 5 Pro. I have the Asus M1 on the left side and the Redmi Note 5 Pro on the right side, and I'm currently recording this video at 1080p resolution, and the audio is from the phone itself, so you can check out the noise cancellation offered by both phones along with the stabilization. Asus M1 has pretty similar specs as the Redmi Note 5 Pro, but doesn't come with electronic image stabilization, while Redmi does. So the footage on Redmi is cropped. It is not as wide as Asus, but this footage is much more stable. On Asus, we can shoot in 4K resolution, but it doesn't have any stabilization. Redmi can only shoot video at a maximum of 1080p, but has stabilization. So Redmi has a huge advantage over here. Footage from Asus looks good with saturated colors, but footage from Redmi is more usable, so I'll pick Redmi as the winner. Now coming to the front cameras, here's the sample footage. So guys, this is the sample footage from the Asus M1 and the Redmi Note 5 Pro. I have the Asus M1 on the left side and the Redmi Note 5 Pro on the right side, and I'm currently recording this video on both the phones at 1080p resolution, and the audio is from the phone itself, so you can check out the noise cancellation and stabilization offered by both phones. Now let me just move around and you can see how good the stabilization is on both phones. For front camera video recording, once again, Redmi is way better. With Redmi, you get much cleaner footage with better color reproduction, good sharpness and good exposure control. So guys, to conclude, front camera is definitely better on Redmi. And coming to the rear cameras, for regular daylight shots, Asus can be comparable with Redmi, but for portrait shots, HDR images, and even low light performance, Redmi is much better than Asus. So guys, to wrap it up, Redmi Note 5 Pro definitely has much better cameras than the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. So guys, looking at the sample pictures, what's your take on the camera comparison? Which phone do you think did better? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy either of these phones, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and I'll try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.